because of the critical nature of the problem, because of the fact that it involves really more than Carter High School. These concerns that parents have discussed with us are citywide. We have the same kinds of concerns all over the city. Third, the concerns that the parents have discussed with us involve more than just the schools. They've all involved the courts, the medical association, the police department, other law enforcement officials. Therefore, we really do not have the resources, nor the breadth, nor the mandate to investigate and solve and come up with recommendations alone. We need help. It's a citywide problem. We think the commission can help us.
Now, the task force committee does not have the authority themselves to go out and make these changes. We make the recommendation. The Community Relations Committee will take these recommendations and recommend them to the school board. The school board have asked their help, and the school board will abide by the findings of this committee.
Well, we're talking about a real rapid transit type system that people have been talking about of something that's called TACV, air cushion vehicle, which would reach speeds of up to 150 miles per hour, probably with a stop at the regional airport between. That was one reason the Department of Transportation people found the Dallas-Fort Worth area so attractive. Not just that we are a progressive community, although I think that was important to them, but it's a matter of moving by rapid transit from a big municipal area to another municipal area with another transportation system meeting it in between, namely our new regional airport.
You're talking about the neighborhood of $100 million, two-thirds of which will be paid by the federal government.
Yes.
Has any thought been given to how the rest of the money will be raised?
Well, it would certainly be hoped that a revenue bond type of financing can be worked out. Now remember, we're at the formative stages right now of these negotiations. I think we had a real breakthrough in the feeling of good faith, both from the Department of Transportation to our region and good faith on the part of Dallas-Fort Worth back to them. But I would certainly hope, since this would be a revenue-producing system, that we can work it out with the very least amount of taxpayer money, if any.
Heated discussions over hot issues by the Fort Worth City Council are probably keeping their minds off the cold temperatures today. The council's two-day retreat has produced the probability of one, maybe two or three city elections. One to raise needed money, another for city charter amendments. City Manager Roger Line has recommended a $3 million bond election April 4th to pay for the city's part of purchasing the local transit system. The election could call for $25 million, though, which would include $22 million for capital improvements. The charter amendment elections would probably not be held at the same time because of a state statute which requires a 60-day notice. But one of the hottest issues is whether or not one of the amendments will be a municipal earnings tax. Councilman Pat Reese, John O'Neill, Jess Johnston, and Mayor Pro Tem Ted Peters want the issue put before the people. If the tax on payrolls is not passed, Councilman Johnston claims the ad valorem tax rate could go up 25 cents per $100 valuation. The council also voted in favor of 4-year staggered terms for themselves, except for the mayor, who would serve only 2 years. Jim Green, Channel 8 News on the Move in Fort Worth.
I do not consider busing to be in any sense of the word a contribution to quality education.
But if a member of a minority group were not getting an equal educational opportunity, say in a predominantly black school, how could he get an equal educational chance except through busing?
He should have the freedom of choice to attend a school that he thinks that he could get an equal quality education.
You have, in effect, announced your candidacy on several other occasions. In view of that, why are you announcing again today?
As a member of the City Council, I was required by city charter not to officially announce or file for office so long as I served in that body. I have not officially announced until this time. I've expressed an indication and a concern that I would run and that I would later announce officially. This is my official announcement.
Do you think there's a possibility you might be overexposing yourself to the voters?
Well, I would think that the public would desire to hear as much of the viewpoint of all of the candidates as possible.
I think there is a problem in all of the integrated schools where fairness is concerned. And I think the black students are not getting a fair shake because of the many problems that have happened at Carter and other schools.
I think that the charges are similar in words, but not the same in terms of the nature of the activities that were taking place and have taken place in the legislature, which most average citizens in Texas are discouraged and ashamed of at this moment.
But is there a possibility that the controversial nature of the anti-poverty program here in Dallas, which you've headed, could be a hindrance to your campaign?
No, I really do not, because I think that most people recognize that the conflict on the board, which I have steadily tried to downgrade and overcome, is mainly due to differences in cultures.